on your airsoft gun. Now, here's the math for you, to just so you just get in, you just figure this out like already. Since you're going to be measuring in millimeters, they're stock in a AK SEMA. Sorry, I don't know. SEMAs have this. They have 400. This is volume for a 455 millimeter barrel. I measured it. This is exactly 73, 74 millimeters, somewhere between there. There's room for error, and this is it's actually going into there, so you have actually less than 73, and I'm going to say it's about 3 or 4 millimeters in there, you know. So this has about 70 millimeters of whatchamacallit. Now, here's what angle of engagement is. Angle of engagement isn't like, oh, how this thing meshes in with it, like while it's doing, because it's gonna mesh in there perfectly at some point, you know. And you're gonna have to make that at some point thing. You have to make it as far forward as possible. So here's what you do: you push the thing really far forward, and you look at this. Push it down like this. Let me show you. See how shitty that is? See how that big fucking gap right there? What you want to do to fix that is to basically you're gonna have to push this thing back with a sorbethane pad. Now for me, here's what I did. This is the original place where it's at right here. See that line right there? That's the original whatchamacallit. Like that's where it starts. Now what I did is I pushed it back all the way to where it starts getting a perfect angle of engagement, and that was basically in this little area right here. See? And basically you're going to want to measure this. Now what I got, the number for this was 6 millimeters. Basically around 6 millimeters. I got this stupid fucking yardstick right here. You can still measure shit with it. What I do is you just start at something, and you just go. You know, you just measure it, and you got 6 millimeters of this. This is how much sorbethane you're going to need to correct the angle of engagement. Now 6 millimeters, when you factor it into this, you know, to see like, oh, how much air am I going to need for my gun? You're going to need a little bit of a shorter barrel. You just are. Because this will now, under volume this thing, it will volume it to the point where the actual, like, properly volumed barrel will be 411.34 millimeters long. I mean, more or less. And that's if you have perfect compression. Like, a FPS deviation of 0. Like you're losing no atoms whatsoever. That's what it would be. So basically what I did is, instead of using a 455, I use a 433, so there's like 22 millimeters of whatchamacallit there, you know. And just being under volume is okay, because you're already under volume when you use heavier BBs. That's what you do with Jewel Creep. You're supposed to actually volume your gun for a heavier BB, right? That's the definition of it. And when you have the barrel volume for the stock barrels are volume for 0.2 gram BBs. So when you stick a 0.28 in that barrel, basically it's volume for 60% of that, because a 0.28 weighs 40% more than a 0.20. And I think that's how math works. So it starts decelerating at 60% of the barrel length. So whatever 60% of 433 is, that's when it starts accelerating, and just like, that's when you cut it to get maximum Jewel Creep with that BB weight. I mean, you cut it farther because you have shitty compression, but yeah. And basically, the thing is, you're gonna have to do this. That's what you're gonna have to do. Then you're gonna have to find sorbethane pads that actually like add up to that number. Now, 6 millimeters is it's what fucking number is that? I didn't really look at the fraction actually. I didn't really care for it. An inch is 21.5 millimeters. What you do is you divide 6 by 21.5 to get the actual decimal, and I got 0.27 of an inch. And basically, the closest you could get was like 0.31. And what I did is I got a 3/16 of an inch thick a neoprene pad, which is the rubber, and a 1/8 thick, 1/8 inch thick sorbothane pad. And sorbothane compresses, so basically you have a bit of clearance with that because it's getting a squish, you know. And I got an M120 spring in this. I mean, it's pre-compressed, so this thing already runs 400 FPS exact. It's not going to go any lower unless my compression gets worse. And it kind of is going to get lower. It's probably going to go down to like an equivalent of like 390, I guess. Probably. Or something like that. Probably like fucking 395. I don't fucking know. I don't really care. Yeah. That's how it works. And also, yes, you can lubricate these things. You just stick some lube right in between the nozzle and the brass nozzle. And another trick when you do the trigger thing. I know this isn't part of the fucking thing, but this is something everyone needs to know. To everyone, get a neodymium magnet, stick it right under there, and it'll hold the spring in, or like it'll help hold the spring in, like a strong neodymium magnet. Same thing with the anti-reversal latch. And that's about it. You know, it looks fucking great to me. This looks really good. Some people have to go even fucking farther. For some strange reason, they just have to go farther. I don't really get it. Just don't. Looks like shit. Yeah, that's the thing. That's what it is. Angle of engagement, guys.